Here we are, ready for Marina Bay Street Circuit in Singapore. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Let's go ahead, look straight into the inbox. If you did not see last episode, make sure you go check it out. If you did, you'll notice we started from the back of the grid after taking the grid penalties, and we ended up finishing P8 with Kevin Magnussen and P13 for Mick Schumacher. So overall, a pretty good day considering we're at the back of the grid. And as you can see, changes are passed to change the prize money. I don't think it's for this season, I think it's for next season. But regardless, I am expecting us to be one of the top teams next season, just based off how this season has gone. So we voted for it and it has come in. So if you finish lower down, you're going to get less prize money than you already do. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get going, see if we can get any more emails. We've got about 18 days until the race, so I'm sure there'll be a lot of stuff coming on in. So this is something that we were actually looking at. We were looking at young drivers to potentially sign as our reserve driver. You can see Jack Doohan at Primo Racing. He's only got 3 months left in his contract, so the buyout fee will be very, very cheap. 73 rated. Dennis Hauger, he's got 3 months left as well, so his buyout fee would be very low. Let's see of the potential is what I'm mainly looking at. Growth potential high, aggression high. Let's see what it is for Jack Doohan. You can see high and high. So I think maybe we go with Jack Doohan for a potential reserve team driver. I mean, you got that, or you got Oscar Piastri, which is obviously the obvious one. But I don't really want him as a reserve driver because I think he should be in F1. He shouldn't be a reserve driver. So we're going to get... Let's do that. Let's make our first real change. And we're going to bring in Jack Doohan as our reserve driver. So let's give him a contract. Proposed contract. Coming in as a reserve driver for 2 seasons. Let's bring in him... I don't know, you could do 5 seasons. Let's bring in him for 3 seasons. We'll give him you a little nice starting bonus as well. Look, we'll do all that for you to replace Pietro Fittipaldi. What's he saying? He likes it. He likes it. He's in. So, Jack Doohan is joining our team. Pretty cheap, to be honest. It's not much money, so it's nothing crazy. And he will be our reserve driver. Maybe. I wonder if can you switch these around? Can we maybe have him as our just pop in a race instead of Mick Schumacher? That would be kind of cool, but I don't think he can. But he is our new reserve driver. So Jack Doohan, welcome to the team, mate. Let's see what sort of times they can put in, and if they can put himself into Q2. At this rate, I'm not sure if we're going to make Q2 with either driver. Kevin Magnussen, he goes yellow in the first sector. Mick Schumacher does improve. So it's not looking too great right now for us and a Q2 appearance in a place where it's very difficult to overtake. Singapore is a street circuit, as you can see, and it's not the easiest place to overtake at all. But as you can see, Kevin Magnussen is improving in the middle sector. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of lap he can put in. I'm sure Leclerc is going to improve as he does. I'm sure Bottas is going to improve. Gasly does. Mick Schumacher is probably going to need to improve as well. As Magnussen goes up to P10, what sort of lap can Schumacher put in as he comes across the line? He goes up to P14. So both drivers out of Q1. McLaren's look pretty fast. They're up into 9th, 8th and 9th. But at least Kevin Magnussen is out of Q1, and we can hope for a Q2 appearance from him. Mick Schumacher, on the other hand, it just doesn't look that quick. He's going to get knocked out in Q2. I'm pretty certain of it. But that is pretty much the story of his season. Alright, so we did send out both drivers on a set of used tyres. Granted, Mick Schumacher... his set of tyres was a little bit more used than Kevin Magnussen because he did 2 laps on them in the first qualifying, but we're essentially saving another set just in case he makes it into Q3 and he'll have an extra set available. But we are on our final flying laps now. You can see Magnussen didn't improve in the first sector, neither did Mick, but they did in the middle sector, so it's going to be interesting to see what sort of times they can put in as everybody is crossing the line. Is Kevin Magnussen going to need to improve? It depends on Lando Norris, but if he does improve, he's pretty much safe into Q2. He is in Q2 unless Mick Schumacher knocks him out. So good news right there for Kevin Magnussen. Mick Schumacher, I'm sure, is not going to knock out Kevin Magnussen, but can he move up at least a couple of spots? No, he cannot. Mick Schumacher down in P15. It's not been a good season for him. It really hasn't. Alright. We are sending Kevin Magnussen out for his lap. We didn't go out the first time, mainly because he used up a set when he spun in Q1. But we have sent him out for his final lap in Q3. It'll be interesting to see what sort of time he comes across with. And he is P10. So he's starting P10 guaranteed for the Grand Prix. It doesn't matter what anybody else does, because he didn't jump anybody. So P10 for Kevin Magnussen. P15 for Mick Schumacher. Let's see if we can salvage some points here in Singapore. Bottas gets P7 for Alfa Romeo. Guan Yu Zhou in P12. So they haven't had an unbelievable qualifying, but Bottas in P7 is a little bit worrying. We are in Singapore. Likely a safety car. It is a street circuit, and it is very easy to put a car in the wall. Let's see what sort of strategy options there is. So you can go softs to mediums. And go for the undercut strategy there with Mick, which we are probably going to do, actually. It's either soft to mediums or soft to hards. We'll go softs to mediums. And with Kevin Magnussen, do we go softs to hards? Or do we go mediums to softs and play the long game? Maybe we'll go mediums to softs with Kevin Magnussen and hope for a safety car. So we'll keep him out, wait for a safety car, and then pit him. But we'll go the alternate way with Mick Schumacher. So let's get into the Grand Prix. This could be an exciting one. I do feel like there is going to be some safety cars about here. I've got a good feeling about it. So let's see what we can do off the start. Can our drivers gain any places? Right in the middle of the pack. Schumacher a little further behind than we would like him to be. But we are underway for the Grand Prix. I don't think anything's really happened early doors. Magnussen actually dropping a place to the McLaren of Lando Norris, which is not ideal. Hamilton in P9. You got Bottas up in P7. So Magnussen down a place. Mick Schumacher up ahead of Ocon. Now, if we can get past Guan Yu Zhou, that would be very nice indeed as well. But maybe we'll have Magnussen just settle down into the race a little bit. We'll keep pushing with Mick Schumacher to see if he can make any more places up. But it is a very difficult place to overtake. So you've got Schumacher on the back of these two cars now. Maybe we go for a move, see if we can get one done. And you've also got Magnussen on the back of the train of cars up ahead, which is led by Fernando Alonso in P6, or now Valtteri Bottas. But can Schumacher go for a move on the Alfa Romeo or the McLaren? McLaren goes for a move on the Alfa. Go on, Mick, follow him through. Can't find a way past just yet, so we're going to have to sit behind, and this could be a frustrating little time for Mick, because it's not one car to overtake, it's two cars. Whereas Kevin Magnussen is almost just settled into this train of cars up ahead, which is kind of nice because he can relax, save his tyres for a little bit, and we'll see what happens with that. But main focus is trying to get Mick Schumacher through on these cars up ahead so he can join the little fight up in front, but I don't think it's going to be an easy task. And then we'll push a little bit later, because the longer he keeps those tyres out there, then the more chance we get a pit under the safety car. And if we can get a pit under the safety car, it'll be very nice indeed. If that gap gets down to 1.5, we'll tell him to start pushing a little bit, just so we don't have any threat from behind. As Sainz finally comes into the pits, he's the first one into the pits, so he's committing to a two-stop strategy. But Schumacher, on the other hand, just can't get through these cars up ahead. Why, Mick? Why? Just go. Why is he stopping? Oh my gosh. So Mick Schumacher basically screwing up his strategy. Any talk of points or double points finish is pretty much out the window now. He's lost about 10 seconds from that. So that's very frustrating. We've had a crash on the track. Doesn't look like it's a major crash at all, as no one seems to be panicking. It is Fernando Alonso. He was up there fighting for points, so hopefully he's lost the front wing or something. Goes around the corner. Oh, okay, yeah, he's lost the front wing. He's gone spinning into the barriers. So that is good news for Kevin Magnussen, and good news for Mick Schumacher as well. But I think Mick Schumacher, by locking up, has basically screwed his chance for points. Unless a safety car comes out. That's kind of what we're banking on right now. A safety car, and we're happy days until the end of the Grand Prix. Now, this is the train of cars that we're trying to beat. Norris, they're getting a little warm. Yeah, so we're going to pit him now. I think now's a good time to pit him. Pit him onto the medium tyres. They'll comfortably get to the end of the Grand Prix. But if we can get out ahead of Lando Norris, that is the goal. So it's going to be interesting to see what we could do. Mick Schumacher literally just drives past the pits, as we said, box. So that's a little frustrating, but we're going to tell him to push regardless. And when he comes into the pits, we'll see if he comes out ahead of Lando Norris. So in comes Mick Schumacher. It's going to be interesting to see where Norris is. Norris is coming around the last few corners right now. Mick Schumacher comes into the pits, so he needs to change the tyres and get on out as Norris is coming around the final corner. It's going to be pretty close, but I think the McLaren might just have us. Oh, I think we've got him actually. Lando Norris comes out of the pits. We've already turned the corner. See you later. See you later, mate. The overcut has worked. Mick Schumacher on fresh medium tyres has got out ahead of Lando Norris, who's on old hards. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. We're up into P12. We've got Vettel up ahead on used mediums, and then we've got hard runners ahead of him. So it'll be interesting to see, can Mick Schumacher get into the points in this Grand Prix? I mean, we've given him a really good strategy, I feel. So that is solid stuff indeed. Now, Kevin Magnussen, just sit behind the Ferrari and preserve your tyres, mate. Preserve those tyres, and hopefully a safety car comes out, or we just put you onto the softs and you go crazy for the last few laps. Safety car. Oh my days. This is perfect. It has worked perfect for Kevin Magnussen. He's got a fresh new set on. They're not a fresh new set, but we're going to come in for the softs. It's worked absolutely perfect for Kevin Magnussen. I can't believe this. I cannot believe this. We were basically waiting for a safety car. No idea what has happened. It's Vettel that's crashed. Let's see what he's done. So Sebastian Vettel comes around the corner. It's not the same place as Alonso. He locks up and he just goes straight into the wall. Brings out the safety car, which is absolutely perfect for Kevin Magnussen. Mick Schumacher, on the other hand, he goes past the pits. We're not going to pit him. There's no point. He's going to lose way too many places. So Schumacher in P11. It's going to be interesting to see where Kevin Magnussen comes out after he comes through the pits. He did just go past the pits right when the safety car comes out. And the safety car has picked up the cars up ahead. So here we go. Into the pits comes Kevin Magnussen. Where are we going to drop? I'm believing Daniel Ricciardo is going to come in as well. I don't think he's pit yet. So Ricciardo hasn't pit, but he's decided to stay out, which is an interesting choice. But we're going to come out P9 with Kevin Magnussen on a fresh set of softs. This is absolutely beautiful. It's worked in our favour. Schumacher in P11 on medium tyres that, let's be honest, they're not used up much at all. So it's kind of worked absolutely perfect in our favour, and we could be on for a double points finish, like I was saying earlier on in the Grand Prix. So this is very, very good news indeed. Get them both ready to attack. We're going to deploy the ERS. So 20 laps to go in this Grand Prix. It's 20 or 21 laps. 22 laps to go in this Grand Prix. The safety car is coming in. Let's see. Let's ride on board with Kevin Magnussen and see what he can do. We do have lapped cars in the way. There's a lapped Williams in the way up ahead, which is a little annoying. There's also a lapped Fernando Alonso who got picked up by the safety car. So he's a lap down. So we're going to have to avoid them. But let's see if Magnussen could get a good start as he thinks about a move down the inside. Oh my gosh. Latifi's got in the way. Magnussen's down into P12. You couldn't have had a worse safety car restart. Latifi, get out of the way, mate. Oh, my goodness me. Magnussen has lost about 4 positions off the restart. And down into P12 he goes. What's going on? The lap cars are blocking everybody. I don't know what's happening up ahead. It's an Aston Martin literally blocking everybody. Mick Schumacher is up in a P8 from all this carnage. Magnussen down in the P12. It's absolutely tragic for K-Mag, but it's absolutely beautiful for Mick Schumacher. Let's watch this carnage unfold. So there's an Aston Martin in the way, he dodges over to the inside, which blocks a bunch of cars. Mick Schumacher says, see you later. Up into P8 he goes. Kevin Magnussen's getting holed up left, right and centre. Oh my goodness me. Schumacher could be on for a good point scoring position here. He's got Ricciardo who's got to pit up ahead. He's got Bottas who is on older mediums. And all these cars getting held up by these lapped cars who just can't seem to get out the way as Magnussen gets up into P11. So, I don't know what's happening here, but it's absolute carnage with these lap cars. Alright, Magnussen, he's got past Lewis Hamilton as well. So, K-Mag up into P10, Schumacher into P8. It's going to be interesting to see where we're actually going to finish in this Grand Prix. As Magnussen now looks for a move on the McLaren of Lando Norris. Go on, K-Mag, get that move done on the soft tyres, Norris on the hard. He has nothing to defend with. Up he goes into P9, so he's making up for the lost places he lost at the start of the safety car. This safety car has really helped us. We're in P8 and P9 now. And if Magnussen closes up to the end of, or the back of Mick Schumacher, we will switch him. But Schumacher gets past Valtteri Bottas. So both drivers are on a charge here in Singapore. Can Magnussen get past Bottas now? We've got Schumacher up ahead fighting with Daniel Ricciardo, who is on a lot older medium tyres. So go on, go for the move. Say see you later to Danny Rick. Is he going to go for a move yet? No, he can't. He can't quite make it done. But Magnussen is right on the tail of Mick Schumacher. Mick Schumacher, get past Daniel Ricciardo. He's really destroying our race. So come on, round the outside on the medium tyres. Not quite yet. He's going to have to wait a little bit longer. But can we go for the move now on Danny Rick? He's got the old mediums. There we go. Kevin Magnussen isn't close enough to follow him through, but up goes Mick Schumacher, which is important for his race. And now Magnussen will be looking to do exactly the same thing at the earliest opportunity, and we could be P6 and P7 here in Singapore, and it's almost working out to perfection. Daniel Ricciardo still yet to pit. We can't get the move done just yet, but I'm sure we should be able to get it done down the next straight, as he won't have DRS, but we will. Chuck on the overtake, and Daniel Ricciardo, we say see you later. Up we go into P7 with Kevin Magnussen. I wonder if we can tell Mick Schumacher to just basically, yeah, don't fight your teammate. Let Magnussen go, pretty much. That's what we want. So we want, yeah, there you go. Perfect. So Mick Schumacher lets K-Mag go, who is on the faster soft tyre, and up into P6. He can maybe push on to the front teams. He's got a lot of tyre usage left. We're going to have Mick Schumacher basically push to stay with Kevin Magnussen, and we could be getting more points from this Grand Prix just yet. So hold your horses. Both these drivers are pushing that time. So I think the best way to do it would be when one car gets the move to go for a move ourselves straight away. So we're going to wait until we get to that point again. Oh my goodness me! It's a safety car. We just come back and George Russell's in the wall. And we're up to P5 and P6. On the Delta. We're not going to go into the pits. It's way too late in the Grand Prix. But George Russell just puts it in the wall. So I want to see that, because that was absolutely tragic. We're going to conserve everything. And let's see what George Russell did at turn 13. He's got ahead of Carlos Sainz. And what's he done? He's locked up and he's gone straight into the wall. Absolutely tragic for Mercedes, but great for us. As both drive, well, I mean, I'm not sure how great it is, because now we're going to have Hamilton all over the back of Schumacher. Oh, it's Bottas actually ahead of Hamilton now. We might have him all over the back of Schumacher. It was looking like a comfortable at least P7 and P6. But I mean, now Kevin Magnussen might even have a shout for a podium, because the cars up ahead are on hard tyres. And you got Max Verstappen on mediums. So maybe Kevin Magnussen on the soft tyres could have a go for a potential podium here. Alright, here we go. We are ready to go racing. We're getting both of our drivers ready to go attack mode. And we're going to deploy some ERS right off the start to see if Magnussen and Mick Schumacher can move up a couple of positions. Magnussen is on for a potential podium in this Haas car. So we're going to go all for it down the straight. The cars up ahead are on the hard tyres, except for Max Verstappen, who is on old mediums. So we are confident that we can get a potential move going. Schumacher behind on the medium tyre. He is fighting with Kevin Magnussen. I'm pretty sure we told him, don't fight, teammate. We're going to take that off. We're going to let him do what he wants to do, as Kevin Magnussen is going to look for a move on the Ferrari up ahead, but he's not going to be able to get the job done just yet. But we're going to leave them both on full attack mode. That safety car has kind of helped us a bit. We could get the move done on the Ferrari and maybe push onto Charles Leclerc after that, and we are very close to the back of Carlos Sainz. Are we going to go for a move down this straight? We are. We're going to go down the inside, up into P4 we go. Mick Schumacher is going to be thinking of a move on Carlos Sainz soon as well, as he's got a bit of breathing room from Valtteri Bottas behind. So it's all working out for us here in Singapore. And along we go. We're going to skip towards the next lap, and look how close Kevin Magnussen is to the back of Charles Leclerc. Look how close Mick Schumacher is to the back of Carlos Sainz. So our engine supplier Ferrari are under huge pressure from us. And let's see if Magnussen can get the job done on Charles Leclerc as we go down the next straight. Let's see if Mick Schumacher can get the job done on Carlos Sainz. Could we be seeing an overtake from Haas, followed by another overtake from Haas? Unfortunately, Carlos Sainz does have DRS, so it's going to be very difficult for Mick Schumacher to get the move done. But Kevin Magnussen is up into the podium positions. We said it was possible during the safety car, and he's done exactly that. He's put himself up into P3, but don't count out Mick Schumacher just yet. Although he's on the older medium tyres, he does have a chance at still potentially creeping in to the top 5. We're going to tell Magnussen to relax a little bit on the tyres so he doesn't churn through him too much. But he is up into P3. I think the Red Bulls are a little bit too far away. But if he can hold on to that P3 ahead of the Ferraris, it'll be a fantastic day here in Singapore as Leclerc is all over him. He is trying to make a move done, but it is difficult to overtake along this street circuit. Mick Schumacher is struggling as well to get past Carlos Sainz. There's no relaxing for Kevin Magnussen as he's got a Ferrari right in his gearbox. Around every single corner he goes, but he is holding on for dear life. And we are about... Oh no, he's lost the position. I didn't even see it. He's lost it. So he's lost out to the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. We're about to head on to the final lap of the Grand Prix. Mick Schumacher has dropped away as we relaxed with him. We should have kept him going. But that's Mick Schumacher settling for P6. Now, Kevin Magnussen is going to need a last lap overtake on worn down soft tyres to get the move done on Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc on the hards. They're still working well. They're probably working better than these soft tyres. So we're going to have to really, really go for it with Kevin Magnussen. He's going to get DRS down this straight. And he's going to get DRS down the next one as well. And the next one is the main place to get the move done. So we're going to chuck on overtake. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3. We don't have to worry about that. There's no safety car coming out at this time, hopefully. But here's the chance for Kevin Magnussen to put himself into the podium position. He gets back past Charles Leclerc. What a move that is. Up goes Kevin Magnussen. And he's just going to hold on for dear life to keep that podium position from going back to Ferrari. Mick Schumacher doing well himself, holding on to P6 on those worn down mediums. But it's all about Kevin Magnussen. The safety car has worked an absolute treat for him. He's up into P3 behind the Red Bulls, holding off Charles Leclerc. This is his last real chance. Leclerc can't get the move done. It's looking like Kevin Magnussen is going to hold on to that P3 position. Schumacher on the other hand down into P6. He relaxed for that P6. We made one last charge, but we couldn't quite get there. But what a result this is. A podium for Haas. A double points finish. P3 and P6. Much better than I thought it was going to be. But that safety car came out at the perfect time, pretty much for both cars. So up into... I mean, that's huge points that we've got, and we've closed the gap on Mercedes. Not that we're going to get anywhere near them, but I don't think there's any threat from Alfa Romeo anymore, as Kevin Magnussen takes home a P3. That's his third podium of the season, I think. I think he's got a P1, a P2, and a P3 now. So he's collecting everything here at Haas, and he gets fastest lap as well. So what a result that is for us. That's 28 points. That's a hefty amount of points. He goes up to P6 ahead of George Russell in the driver's standings. If he can keep that P6, that would actually be an unbelievable season for him. And you can see we do close that gap to Mercedes a little bit, but there's no way we're getting 150 points in 5 races. So P4 is pretty much secured now. I mean, it is secured. There's no way Alfa Romeo are getting that. McLaren go up to P7. Ferrari holding off Red Bull. But Max Verstappen is making one last title charge. If he didn't have those crashes with Sergio Perez, I'm sure he'll be in that title battle. But instead, he's a little bit too far away. What a result that is. Unbelievable. Look at this. So we've got Kevin Magnussen, another development point as well. Jack Doohan, he's back in the team, comes in the team, and we get a podium result. Coincidence? I think not. But a double points finish. That was actually an unreal result. Did not expect that from Singapore. Next time, we will be at the Suzuka circuit in Japan. If you are enjoying the series, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.